Bam, we start recording. Are we live? Are we live? We are live. Okay, cool. Awesome. Hey guys, how you doing? Everything is already fired up over on the Discord. I'm going to start doing that to start off with now. Just get everything running over on the Discord before I even hit record. And before I get started here, I do want to point out that I am hearing some rather distressing thunder over here, and I do not currently have a working UPS on my machine, which means I may lose power. And if I lose power, then my computer is going to go down, and owing to the way that MP4 files work, the recording will probably be corrupted and lost. I will try to do some frequent saving of my file to make sure that I don't lose a whole bunch of work, because I'm not stupid. But I will probably get bound up in my work and forget at some point and lose some of it. But it frequently takes a very, very long time for my ISP to get the internet back up and running, which means I will probably not be able to rejoin the stream if things go down. However, I do have a generator, so I will be doing the video, and it will just not be streamed live, and you'll have to go and watch it on YouTube, which is probably where you're watching it anyway. So, you know, if that's where you're watching it, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, all of that horse shit. Now, before we get started on this, actually, let me go ahead and save this off. And this is Haruka, and we're gonna close out our thumbnail collection. Do not save, and we're gonna come and we're gonna take a look at Fumiko. I'm not happy with Fumiko. Anyway, let's turn off our comparison. If you look at this, Fumiko has a very bad case of incredibly dorky face. Like, what the hell is this? Seriously, what is that? Hello? What was going on there? What do you mean? No, oh. Turned off? Okay. Let me turn those back on. Anyway, she's got a bad case of dorky face. And because she's got a bad case of dorky face, I'm really not happy with that. But I spent literal hours redrawing this arm trying to get it to look right, and I never quite did. I got it to look okay, but it's not great. So let me drop the size of the brush down, and we'll go, okay, dorky face, and then we're gonna go not right, which is funny because it is right. It's her right arm. I guess that's only funny to me. Also not right. I think I did okay on the Tig Biddies, but I don't think I did very, very good. Okay, and I really just kind of phoned it in on the neck. I didn't do a whole lot of work on the hair. I didn't do a whole lot of work on really anything. You know, I mean, I did something, but not a lot on all of the stuff I was supposed to do. So it's like I got some shading done, but it's not very good shading. I do think it is an improvement over the shading I did on Chio. I think I did a better job on the shading here. I don't think I did a great job, but I am particularly proud of this little bit right here, where what I did was I did kind of a stripe of shading down along there, and then I blended up along the way that I thought the wrinkles would go. And I think that actually came out pretty good. I could be happier with it, but that's pretty decent. And I didn't do very good clothes on Fumiko, and there's not a lot of detail. There's not a lot of thought put into it. It's just like a white shirt and trousers. It's just a V-neck T-shirt. It's not even a very well detailed V-neck T-shirt. It's just phoned in every sense of the word, and I'm not happy with that. But I do feel like there's an improvement in the shading on the clothing. There is not an improvement in the shading on the hair. I think Chio's hair is actually much better done. I think the shading overall is kind of better on Chio. I like her character design better. It's just generally speaking, I like Chio a lot better, but I think technically, I think there are some improvements on Fumiko. I think in a lot of senses, I just bit off more than I could chew with this pose. This is not a pose that I was very confident in drawing. I corrected it and redrew it over and over again over the course of the week. And I never got it to a point that I was happy with it. So, yeah, I feel like there is some improvement. I feel like there is a learning process going on here. I feel like that's doing well, but overall, I do not feel like I have done a great job on this. Go ahead and save this off. So we've got everything in it, and then let's go ahead and check. And this is just a reference photo. I went ahead and collected my reference for Haruka already. So let's start off with the frustration that I've been feeling for the past, oh God, like 3 hours. What I realized was that Haruka is Tatsumaki with a massive rack. That's like, that is the most basic waifu construction ever. It's ridiculously bad. Like, Tatsumaki with big knockers, that's not all that great. It's not something that I think is going to that I think is good enough. So I got to thinking about that and trying to figure out how we are going to approach it. And just to let you guys know, I have got Fumiko and Mion in here to check my progress and make sure that I do better this week. I mean, look at the proportions on the head are all wrong. God, and I thought it looked bad at the original size. Oh my God, that's awful. But yeah, we have our comparisons in place. There's not a whole lot done on Haruhi, but what I did kind of come up with is I went and I looked at Mankan Shokumaku from Kill la Kill, Mako, not Mako, Mankan Shoku Mako. I looked at her from Kill la Kill and I was like, that's the right hairstyle. That's the right kind of hairstyle, although I want it more of a pixie thing, kind of flipped out instead of tucked under in that basic brunette bob. And obviously she's going to have green hair. But, and I don't want her in a school uniform. I want her in something akin to, and this is the thought process that I went through, is I want to take Mako and I want to put her in an outfit kind of like this. But I want that outfit to have a color scheme more like this. I want her to be very kind of black and green and white, kind of doing a Shigo thing from Kim Possible. And then for additional reference, I have these images of Tsukumi from Sekirei, because Tsumi has a massive rack, and she is very proud of it. And she's got like attitude. So this is the kind of attitude that I want my character to have. I want Haruka to have this sort of attitude. Maybe not quite as brash as Tsumi, but I want her to have that kind of attitude going into things and check out my titties. And the outfit isn't too far from this thing over here that I found that I'm just like, I like that. I like that kind of, you know, tight vest thing on the inside, big wide belt, and then it's got this ruffled collar, and then there's the huge poofy sleeves, and that's just like, there's something ridiculous about that, but at the same time, it's just like, it's really cool. It's just like, it's so over the top that it's awesome, you know? And then we've got the thigh highs, and I want to do the kind of leather bracket thigh highs like Tsumi has. And then on top of that, of course, what we're missing here is Haruka's got great big massive knockers. So we've got to do that, and this kind of crossed arms under the breasts, that is very much a thing Tsumi does all the time, and she's got this kind of boob window thing going on, and I kind of feel we're going to have something similar to that here, where this is just gonna come like way out to contain the breasts, and I don't want too much flesh showing. Okay, it's like I want the boobs to be big, but I don't want them to be like exposed. So this kind of collar thing here, and then underneath that collar, and then maybe we get rid of the collar. Yeah, I think the collar's a bit much, actually. So let's remove that, and let's say that what we've got here in terms of the outfit is kind of all I'm looking at right now. In terms of the outfit, we've got Haruka's neck coming out of the outfit here. And what we want to do is we want to bring the neck down somewhat, and that needs to kind of dimple out. And it's pulled out and stretched by this cleavage, which is just insane. And then here we've got this thick sort of vest thing going on. So that's just huge and absurd how big it is. I might not want to make it quite that exaggerated. But it's like this kind of thing, and then here's this big wide belt and this little short skirt. And then coming out of that little short skirt, you got these thunderous thighs. And then you've got kind of a leather strap thing. And here's the thigh high. And then like there's the knee. So just thinking in terms of the outfit, this is the kind of thing that I'm looking at. And then the arms are in these big floofy. No, let's do something similar to what Tsumi's got here, to where they're very tight up top, but then they kind of flow outward. So she's got her arms up under the breasts and holding them up and kind of emphasizing them, kind of making sure that the breasts are out there front and center so you can see these. But Haruka is not trying to show off her flesh. She's just saying, look, I am a grown woman, because she's short. And we're going to give her very large emotional eyes. Very kind of moe sort of thing. And then the haircut. We want the haircut to kind of be this sort of basic flip. Kind of almost this helmet hair sort of thing. So the kind of thing that we're looking at is this kind of pose. Maybe we want to get these. You know what? These hips. These hips need to kind of boom. And we got to sort of bring those out like so. This character's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry, it is. It really is. Okay. Let's grab this and we'll transform it, and we want to drag it up so that we can get her legs all the way into the picture. So we're going to take that, we're going to deselect, and we're going to come and we're going to give her, yeah, she's going to have some big old spike. All of these proportions are wrong. And we're not going to give her, well, should we give her boots? Yeah, let's give her boots. But if we give her boots, let's make them interesting. Let's make them those Victorian boots with like 800 buttons running down the front. Be along the side. Let's give her these boots with all the buttons along the side. Something very classical and Victorian about them. Okay, so this is the kind of thing that we want, but we also want to do, I want that black and green color scheme. So first things first, let's grab this and convert it real quick. Let's convert it real quick to a sketch. First of all, let's copy it, and then we'll paste it as a sketch. Let's see if we can't merge that down and let's not do that. Okay, so okay, let's just go to our flat color. Take our notes. This shouldn't be in our notes, really. Actually, let's cut and paste. Goes in notes copy. But we want this to be our sketch. So let's fill our sketch. Change that to sketch, and then we'll go layer color. hue 0. There we go. Now we've got our this on our sketch layer right here. I'll lower the opacity somewhat. Get it down to about there, and now let's. I'm perpetually trying to. I am always trying to select the right colors. Let's grab that and see how it works. From brush, right? Okay. So let's go to select. There, we got that color green, and let's grab this slightly darker green. We do want to do some black, and let's grab Bako's skin tone. Grab that there, and now let's take this green here. Let's be a little closer to blue, and we'll saturate and darken it. That's a little bit too much. About that. Okay, that is almost what I'm looking for. Looking for hair color. That's a good hair color right there. All right, and we're gonna need the brown for leather right there, and that's about it. That's what we need. Let's take a look at Scumi's skin tone there. How does that work? Does it work for the original? Got a couple of skin tones. Let's experiment with those a little bit and see what we got. But first of all, let's get some flat color kicking. Now we want. Okay, I want the stockings to be kind of a greenish color, so let's get those in there. All right, so click that in there, and then we want, you know what? I actually want these to be black leather. Want this to be black leather there, and take a look at the skin here. I have the skin tone that I want for her. I want something. No, I want the more golden. I want her to be more golden. Haruka means spring, and because it means spring, I want her to kind of look like the springtime and be kind of more golden, more green, more new life in the rising sun and that sort of thing. So let's get that in play there. And our absolute territory kicking. And we'll do the boots in black as well. Okay, the dynamic nature of this pose is much less pronounced. Well, let's get kind of a steel blue, maybe. Smaller and those, and okay, so let's out of there, and I want to go. This again is this is all flesh here. Then we want green on the inside. Black on the inside. Black here, but goofy, goofy. There, there, here, here, and more green. Her hand is sticking out here, vaguely. Skirt is still black. Outer part of the skirt is still black. And I think we want a green kind of underskirt kind of thing that is going on around that. Okay, so, and then of course we've got the, so this is the, is a general silhouette of the character. And make her eye, well, come over here and use some eyes, eyes. Little pink mouth right there. Okay. So this is kind of the, this is the sort of thing that we want to have. All right, and I think we want to scale back the. I think we want to scale back the breasts substantially on this. I think they're way too big. And also I don't like the standing straight on. I think we turn her to the side a little bit. But we do kind of keep the same general look. You know what? I like this kind of thing that's going on with her. So I think we'll kind of do this kind of thing, except I want to do green there, green there. I also want that. And this will do kind of black on the side there, black on the side there, middle, do a kind of do green. Something kind of like that. I think that's the kind of thing that we're going with on this to make this happen. And then the hair up here, we want the hair to just kind of be very simple. She's got these big poofy shoulder things. I don't like that. I want to stick sort of very slender thing going there. And I want the outfit to come out on top of that, and I want green to come stand higher up. So that's kind of where we want to go with this. We want the stockings green, leather black. That kind of thing. That's the look we're going for. And I don't want the big cape flowing out behind her. I don't want that. So what we're looking at here is yeah, that's the kind of thing. I don't want this exact pose. Something more, really something more like this over here. Really something more along these lines, but with the arms crossed under the breasts. The way that Tsugumi is her image. And of course, this chick here has like, she's got nothing. We definitely want to improve on that. So okay, let's take these first of all, let's take this flat color and duplicate it. But the original one, well, first things first, I've got all of that stuff that we did with Tsugumi over there on the side. Let's wipe that out. Can't see that I'm wiping it out because I've got another layer on top of it. But turn that layer off. Tsugumi back where she was, and now we want to wipe out. Oh, not that one. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to come up here, we'll turn that one off, and we want to wipe out this pose, because we don't want that pose. And let's take this sketch, we'll duplicate that, and then we'll turn off the old one, and we'll switch over to the new one, and we'll delete it, because we don't need it. So, yeah. And we'll turn our current sketch all the way up to 100. Okay, so at this point, what we want to do is get some idea of the pose. So we're going to have kind of a attitudinal look here. arm comes forward, and under the breasts, here we have the massive knockers, which are going to have to be scaled back. I think even skew. But thanks to these giant knockers, what we need is to need to tilt that back, and then the the line of action for this character kind of goes like this. So there's a very pronounced kind of curvature to the back. Got the shoulders right here. Here's the back. And we're looking kind of a. Here's the skirt right here. It's gonna here, and this really be a kind of tilted, skewed, right? Lean back. That backward lean, that's gonna be really important, because you want that center of gravity. You want everything to kind of line up, and then her head would be kind of forward, tilted down, like so. Kind of a severe look to her face. And she's got this kind of pixie-ish haircut. But this is not your average little fairy. Here's the coming out here. So here's kind of the sweep of everything. That kind of comes back like so. One leg. Other leg. These proportions are off. Let's give this a closer look. Here she is, and here's gigantic tit. Here's gigantic tit. Here's the pelvis here. Here, yeah, okay, so okay. You know, I got this advice. Somebody said when you sketch, instead of using the usual pencil, use an airbrush. And if you sketch things out that way, if you use an airbrush, then you can kind of you can solidify the bits that actually matter, and they really do sort of emphasize themselves, and you have more capability of I think there's a bit of an issue here with I use pin pressure. Okay, yeah. Here, sort of rough in that. A little too that in. And let's that here. This bit here. There's a sort of rhythm to the leg that is straight on one side and curved on the other. So I'm trying to leverage that when I do these shapes. And let's see. It's kind of look. I think I. You know what? Huh. I think. I think I have a particular image sitting around somewhere. I think I have the exact pose that I'm looking for. And the funny part is that it's not where you would think it was from. Let's see here. We've got it's in a Kindle book actually. So let's pull that up. I think I have the exact pose I'm looking for Haruka, and it's not from where you would expect. So yeah, let's jump back here and we'll go yeah. There we go. God. All right, I just gotta flip through here and find it. There it is. Oh God. This is like this is not what you would expect at all. Come down here into my reference folder. Like, man, if you had told me this was the right pose for Haruka, I would have told you were nuts. It's Captain fucking America. I'm sorry, that's hilarious. Let me turn off the palette. God. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly the pose I'm looking for. Yeah, that's we'll have to make it a little more feminine. Not what I was expecting, really. It's yeah, yeah, yes. It's not exactly what I had in mind when I started. Okay, first of all, let's move this thumbnail let's bring it over here, I guess. Yeah, that'll work. This doesn't actually have to be up front. This is, that's just a reference. I'm kind of done with it. I don't really need it to be anywhere. So, yeah, that's, God. Wow. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. She's Captain America. That's, that's not what I was expecting. Okay, so actually select the next. I'm gonna erase that green circle. There we go. So yeah, that's the pose I'm looking for, right? God. I'm gonna have to mess with the proportions a little bit, and it's gonna have to be a little bit more feminine. But yeah, that's what I'm going for. Oh, jeez. So if I go to the flat color again, if I start out here, then I'm gonna need my palette back. All right, there we go. So let's start off. Well, actually, we don't want this to be black, do we? Like heavily desaturated, kind of a dark gray. We've got room to work. So let's kind of get that where it needs to go and get that go. And come up here, and we'll come around here, around here. We've got the green right there. Our skin tone here. Down on the neck there. Skin tone there. Okay, more black, or rather gray. Green in there. Just get opacity. And I think we want to do the belt in green too. Come down here to our what the hell is going on here? Oh, I'm working on my palette layer, which is not where I should be working. So, marquee, grab everything is not actually palette right there, and we'll cut and paste that down here just over the flat color copy, and we'll merge it down, and then that's fixed. There's our palette, which is back at full opacity. We can drop this down like 40% there. Okay, we need on the flat color. There, so that fits into it. Eyes there. White. Whites of the eyes in. Grab some black. Those of the eyes in. God, that looks awful. that, and now we'll come back. Back to skin tone. We'll get the legs roughed in. A little bit of green thigh, and then as that comes down past the knee, and then we go to black. Black bands up on the top. I think we want a green belt around the middle. I think that looks good. I think that's good. God. Black. Like so. Do some whites. Yeah. That. However. Oh, that looks. Kind of thing. I want to go black. Eyelashes right around here. Those in there, and okay, so that's kind of the rough cut on this, and I will carve that up and make it more presentable over the course of the week. Now, to go back to the kind of status report on what I've been doing over the course of the past week. Now, you may recall that I was up to 30 minutes at the start of the week. So it was 30 minutes on Sunday, and then 40 on Monday, 50 on Tuesday, and then an hour for Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And I managed to get all of that done, although, you know, as you will also recall, I did a really, really terrible job on Fumiko. It's just dorky face and everything. It just looks awful. And I was not happy with that. I mean, there's some progress in terms of technique, but there was a lot of stuff that was just way beyond my ability to do that I pushed too hard for. And what I'm going to do this coming week is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pump it up, and I'm going to do an hour each day. So it's always going to be an hour. It's going to start out, Sunday is going to be an hour, and it's going to be an hour each of those days. And the idea there is I'm going to do an hour between 7 and 11 in the morning. And if I don't do an hour between 7 and 11 in the morning for whatever reason, like I'm asleep or I don't feel like it or I'm distracted or whatever, then I'm going to do an hour between 7 and 11 at night. And once I'm getting an hour done every single day in one of those two time windows, I'm going to try and shuffle all of those windows up into the 7 to 11 in the morning time frame. And every time that I get my hour done between 7 and 11 in the morning, I'm also going to do an hour between 7 and 11 at night. So that should work out once I've done this for a couple of weeks. That should end up giving me 13 hours of work on any individual piece. So, and it'll be like that probably by the middle of the summer. So, so that should really be the the focus that I'm pushing toward is to get up from the 1 hour a day, which I'm going to start doing this week, up to pushing towards that 1 hour a day being in the morning and pushing toward an hour in the morning and an hour at night. And then I'm going to start pushing toward more than an hour, go to like 90 minutes and 2 hours, and try to push that and turn it into real focus and real work. And it's just a question of getting the habituation going, just getting it started and pushing it forward, and making sure that as I move forward with it, I continue to hold on to that. And yeah, if I can get myself up to working like 2 to 3 hours every morning and every evening, that's going to be a lot of time, and that should produce a lot of results and a lot of improvement. If, and this is the big if, lots of people practice a lot and don't get anywhere, and it's because they're not really doing deliberate, focused practice. So I'm trying to keep the practice focused and deliberate, and I'm doing the character designs right now. And I want to push that forward and I want to get all of the various characters from the Gropaverse put together and have my original concepts for them, and then I want to push forward and do additional concepts for the added levels. I mean, this is going to work out being like 60 different character designs. And right now it's just a question of, I want to go through and do all of them and get some idea what all of them look like. And then from that point, I want to move on to, okay, well, now let's figure out how we're going to make them all work in a particular style and how they're all going to look roughly the same level of talent. And that's tough, because I mean, really, you look at the early work that I did on the character designs. It's like you look at my design for Ichigo. It looks like garbage, and we're moving towards something that's going to be significantly better. By the time I'm finished with the 10th person in the series, you know, I'll have improved substantially, and I can't just like put those 10 together. I have to figure out some way that I can do all 10 designs kind of simultaneously, perhaps in a sort of layout with all 10 of them on one page. And then I got to start thinking about doing backgrounds and stuff like that. And there's a whole lot of work. There's a whole lot of effort. And I got to figure out how I'm making that work, because I got to make it work so I can get the graphics done, so I can get this game finished, so I can get it out there and get it on Steam and get some cash rolling in for a change, and actually show that this is worth it. And I don't know. That's where I'm going with this right now. Haruka needs to be fit onto the page. That's the big thing with her right now is I keep doing the thing where she only comes down to here. And that's not going to do it. She's got to be pulled up to like this level so that we can get the whole character on the screen. And that's important. So yeah, that's where I'm going with that, and that's crap. That's about the hour. So once again, do the little YouTube dance, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, all that happy horse shit that makes YouTube happy and tells them you like this stuff and you want to see more of this stuff. And those of you that are watching on YouTube, I've noticed that there are more of you lately. I don't really know why, but thanks. So, yeah, that's where we're going to leave things with this one. And thank God my power didn't go out. That would have been really obnoxious. And I'm very glad that didn't happen. And that's all I have to say about that. So, okay, bye.